Hey, everybody, and welcome to the deep dive. We're going to be looking at something pretty interesting today, how informational blog posts can actually help your home service business grow.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We see so many businesses focusing on those service pages, but they're missing a big opportunity by not giving out valuable information through blog posts. It can really change how they attract customers.
Totally. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. You wanted to know how those blog posts can bring in more customers. So get ready. We're diving into some really effective strategies.
It's really interesting to think about those blog posts as like a virtual FAQ, addressing common customer questions before they even pick up the phone.
I see what you mean. Instead of waiting for those same questions again and again, you're
Yeah.
giving those answers out in a way that's engaging and easy to understand.
Exactly. Think about it. If you're a plumber, a blog post like how to fix a leaky faucet before it's a disaster would be super helpful for homeowners. It tackles a common problem and shows you're the expert.
Right, and since you've already given them that helpful info, they're more likely to think of you when they need a plumber. They see you as someone they can trust.
Exactly. And it's not just about fixing problems. You can use those blog posts to teach potential customers too. Like a roofer could write about getting your roof ready for winter storms. That kind of content builds trust and shows you care about your customers, not just making a sale.
It's all about adding value and showing you're the expert. But let's get into how these blog posts actually reach those potential customers. I know SEO is important, but it can be a little overwhelming.
SEO is definitely key. One really effective strategy is focusing on what we call long tail keywords. They're longer and more specific phrases that people search for, like best lawn care tips for fall in your city, instead of just lawn care.
So instead of competing with every landscaping company out there,
Yeah.
you're targeting people looking for that exact info in your area. It's like finding a niche within a niche.
Exactly. Those long tail keywords might not have as many searches individually, but together they can bring in a lot of really targeted traffic. Plus, people using those phrases are usually closer to making a decision.
Makes sense. And it's not just about new visitors. It's also about keeping them interested once they're on your website, right?
Absolutely. Metrics like how long people stay on your site and how quickly they leave tell Google if your content is interesting. Longer visits and fewer people leaving mean people are finding your content valuable, and that can boost your rankings.
So how do we make sure our blog posts are interesting enough to keep people on our site? What kind of content works best for a home service business?
One good strategy is to create content that's always relevant, like seasonal guides and how-to articles. For example, a plumber could write about winterizing your plumbing, or an electrician could offer tips for safe holiday lighting.
Those are great examples. That type of content stays relevant year after year and can bring in consistent traffic. It's like having a sales team working 24/7. But creating all that content regularly sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
How can a busy business owner actually manage that?
Yeah, content creation takes time and effort. It's true. That's why a lot of businesses choose to outsource this to professional writers who specialize in SEO-driven content.
So instead of struggling to find the time or becoming an expert themselves, they can use someone who does this all the time. That frees up the business owner to focus on running their business.
Exactly. And that's where a service like ours can really help. We offer a complete package that includes keyword research writing blog posts and optimizing them for search engines. It takes the guesswork out of content marketing and gives you an easy way to attract more customers.
Okay, that sounds like a fantastic resource for any home service business
Yeah.
looking to boost their online presence. Let's dive a bit deeper into the writing process itself after a quick break. We'll explore how to create those irresistible blog posts that keep readers engaged and guide them towards your services.
And we are back, ready to dig into writing those great blog posts that really grab potential customers.
I'm ready. So let's talk about actually writing these. Where do we even start? How do we go from an idea to a blog post that people will actually read?
Well, you got to start by knowing your audience. What are their pain points? What are they asking about? If you're a home service business, think about the common problems people have that relate to what you do.
Okay, so for a plumber, that might be like leaky faucets, clogged drains, or even something more specific like low water pressure in old houses.
Exactly. Come up with a bunch of those topics. Then it's time to see how people search for info online. That's where keyword research comes in.
Keywords, keywords, keywords. I know they're super important for SEO, but that whole process has always seemed a little mysterious to me. How can we make sure we're using the right ones without getting lost in all the technical stuff?
It's honestly simpler than you think. There are tools out there, some free and some paid, that can help you see what people are typing into search engines. Like if you're an electrician, you might find that people are searching for how to put in a ceiling fan, or signs of bad wiring.
So instead of just guessing what people are searching for, we can use those tools to really see what they're looking for. That's so helpful.
Exactly. When you have a list of good keywords, it's time to work them into your blog post naturally. But remember, the goal isn't to just cram your content full of keywords. It's about giving people info that's really helpful and useful, answering their questions, and showing them that you're the expert.
So it's about finding that balance between writing for search engines and writing something people will want to read.
Hmm.
It sounds like a bit of a juggling act.
It is a bit of a balancing act, but it's something you can get good at with practice. Think of your blog post as a conversation with a potential customer. You want to be informative and helpful, but also engaging and personable.
Okay, I think I'm starting to get it. We've got our topic, our keywords, and our friendly conversational tone. What else should we keep in mind while we're writing?
Think about how your blog post is structured. Break it up into smaller sections with clear headings and subheadings. Use bullet points and visuals to make the info easier to understand. And don't forget about calls to action.
Calls to action. What are those again, and why are they so important?
A call to action is just an invitation for the reader to do something specific, like get in touch with you for a quote or schedule a consultation. It's how you turn someone who's just reading into a potential customer. For a home service business, a strong call to action could be something like, having trouble with problem, call us today for a free estimate.
So it's not enough to just give helpful info.
Mm.
We need to actually guide the reader towards taking that next step. Makes sense. But what about on-page optimization? You mentioned it before, but I'm still not quite clear on what it actually is.
On-page optimization is all about making sure your blog post is set up in a way that search engines can easily understand and index. It involves using your target keywords in important places like your title tag, meta description headings, and image alt text.
Okay, so it's not just about the words we use, but how we present them on the page.
Mhm.
It's like giving Google a map to understand what our blog post is about.
Exactly. And here's another super important part of on-page optimization. Making sure your blog post is easy for people to read. Use short paragraphs, bullet points, and white space to make your content look good and easy to skim. Remember, you want people to actually enjoy reading your blog post, not get overwhelmed by a wall of text.
It's all about creating a smooth and enjoyable reading experience from the moment they land on the page to the moment they click that call to action. But let's be real, not everyone has the time or the writing skills to constantly create high-quality blog posts. What would you say to those busy business owners who are feeling a little intimidated by this whole content marketing thing?
I'd say don't be afraid to get some help. There are talented writers out there who specialize in creating engaging and informative content for businesses just like yours. Using professional blog writing services can save you time, reduce stress, and ultimately help you get more customers.
That's a great point. It's about working smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
And speaking of working smarter, you mentioned earlier that you offer a complete SEO content package. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Absolutely. Our package has everything you need to get your blog content up and running, from keyword research and blog post writing to on-page optimization. It's an easy way to build your online presence and get more customers.
So it's like having a whole team of content marketing experts working for you without having to hire full-time employees. That sounds incredibly valuable, especially for small businesses trying to get the most out of their budget.
Exactly. We take care of all the technical stuff so you can focus on what you do best, giving amazing service to your customers.
Okay, everyone, we've covered a lot in this section. From finding the right keywords and writing engaging content to on-page optimization and the benefits of outsourcing, we've explored the key parts of creating a successful blog strategy for your home service business. But before we wrap things up, we want to leave you with some final thoughts and a question to think about.
Stay tuned as we dive into the long-term impact of these informational blog posts and explore how this seemingly simple strategy can change your business in ways you never thought possible.
Okay, we're back for our final look at informational blog posts for home service businesses. We've talked about why they're important and how to create them, but now I want to know what happens in the long run. What does success actually look like?
It's bigger than just getting a few more phone calls. Informational blog posts can really change how customers see your business. They start to see you as someone they can trust, someone who knows their stuff, not just another company trying to sell them something.
Right, it's all about building that know, like, and trust thing we always hear about.
Mhm.
But how does that actually help a home service business get real results?
Think about it this way. When someone needs a plumber, who are they going to call? The one with the website that's all sales pitches, or the one who's been giving out helpful plumbing tips and advice on their blog for months?
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. It's about becoming the expert in your area. the
Hmm.
one people automatically think of when they need help. But it's also about playing the long game right. You're not going to get a ton of calls overnight just because you put up a blog post.
Exactly. It's about being consistent and building up a collection of useful content over time. Each blog post is like a seed you plant. It might not grow right away, but if you keep taking care of it, it'll eventually bloom and help create a whole network of customer relationships.
I like that analogy. It's about creating something people can come back to again and again, building trust and making them feel familiar with you. And as you build that trust, you build your reputation too, right?
Absolutely. If people find your content helpful, they're more likely to share it with others, leave good reviews, and recommend you to their friends and family. It's like word of mouth marketing that you can't buy.
It's like a ripple effect, spreading your reach naturally and building a community around your business. But let's be honest, not every business owner is a great writer. What advice would you give to those who feel intimidated by having to create all this content?
Don't forget, you don't have to do it alone. There's help out there. For example, our all-in-one SEO content package handles everything from finding the right keywords and writing the blog posts to making sure they're optimized for search engines. It's a way to have a professionally managed blog without the stress of doing it yourself.
So if you're feeling overwhelmed or just don't have the time to focus on content creation, getting help from the experts can really change the game. You can use their skills and experience to create a blog that truly represents your business and connects with your audience.
Exactly. And we've made it easy to find out more. Just click the link in the description to see how our SEO content package can help you take your home service business to the next level.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive. We've explored how informational blog posts can be a really powerful tool for home service businesses, building trust, showing expertise, and ultimately attracting more customers. Remember, it's all about providing value, engaging with your audience, and building those relationships over time. And if you need some help along the way, don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to support you on your content marketing journey.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep sharing your knowledge with the world.